right, ladies and gentlemen, I am back in here. You know what I'm saying? Back up in here for another reaction. It took me a little bit of time to get back. You know, it's been probably 12 days since I put out my last reaction video. This was probably not going to be any, what you're used to seeing as far as editing goes. This is probably just going to be straightforward, straight to the point. No editing, no music or anything like that. It's just going to be straight reaction. So today we're going to be looking at basically the downfall of No Jumper. So in the last 12 days, because 12 days is that's the last time since I, reacted to a video or did anything, any podcast or anything like that. No Jumper has been all on the radar, from AD quitting to T-Rel leaving as well as Duno and Smack, as well as Lush. Lush One, the battle rap personality, if you will, being fired from No Jumper. And amongst all of that, just a whole bunch of other drama with Mr. 22 himself that, I won't really get into detail about because, it's already out there. But we're going to be taking a look at the downfall of No Jumper because, after all of this stuff has happened, there has probably been a legitimate spike in viewership after all these personalities who have left are gone. And honestly, I felt it started with, it doesn't even start here. It starts with the whole house phone thing with, house phone being exposed or Adam 22 outing his friend after he went and did an interview with a trans person, and that trans person decided to out house phone, and the stuff with Pot Lord and so on and so forth, man. So we're just gonna look at this video, and I think honestly I'm probably gonna look at several videos because there are so many videos to look at. So without further ado, let's get into it, man.
No Jumper looks like it's falling apart. Adam got caught talking behind the back of his most popular co-host AD, which made him announce that his new podcast Figmunity, which is now gonna have Duno, T-Rel, and himself leave the No Jumper platform and start their own independent media channel. Man, it's wild.
And I really called this one. I really said, I can't remember in the last video that I had done where I was talking about No Jumper. I said AD's leaving. AD is definitely leaving No Jumper. It's only a matter of time before one of the cornerstones of your whole entire company and operation leave. Not only was AD the a good content creator, he was also the muscle. He was the negotiator. Bro, he stopped so many things from happening up there at No Jumper that it's just kind of at a certain point you have to make sure that your employees and or coworkers are happy. You don't want to be in an environment where things are just frantically happening and it's just it's okay because this toxic work environment is supposed to be normal,
Can't even believe that this happened. I've been saying for months now and been reporting on this for a minute that No Jumper is soon to be ceased to exist. And this basically puts the final nail in the coffin, man. With all of these hosts leaving the channel, they were the backbone of what people actually came to the channel for, and the personalities that everyone went to the channel for, man. We got to get into what is really going down with the No Jumper and why there's a looking like this might be the downfall of the channel altogether, man. Before we do though, I'm gonna need y'all to like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna run this video. Make sure y'all check out the merch link in the description at staysafeworld.com. Let's get into this, man. So there's a lot of different answers for why No Jumper is failing and why it's actually over at this point. You know, the whole group of people that just ended up leaving to join the Figmunity channel is basically the backbone of the channel, but there was a lot of different crazy stuff that was going on in between there. The largest of which being the whole scandal going on with Adam22 that I detailed in my most recent video, talking about how this might destroy No Jumper, and it looks like it might just have destroyed No Jumper. On top of that, there was a whole controversy where Adam got caught basically pillow talking and talking shit about AD, and that whole situation behind his back with Lush that resulted in Lush getting fired, which we're going to talk about. And then the whole situation that went down, Lush basically getting fired on live, which, you know, it all kind of cold.
I actually seen that video of Lush getting fired online. I thought that was some for real sucker, like real sucker stuff, man. Like stuff of like that's some coward stuff, bro. Like you don't fire, like if you're a like a manager, a supervisor, a boss, whatever, you don't publicly embarrass somebody like that. No matter how much you don't like whatever the person, no matter how much you don't like whatever it is that the, you know, employee or person that works for you did, you don't publicly embarrass them like that. Like you literally could have like pulled that man to the side out away from the camera and be like, hey, I don't like the way things are going. And, you know, I feel like you're lying to me. Blase. Hey, I just think it's best if you just leave. Like you don't publicly embarrass somebody like that on camera, bro. That's lame. That's weak to me.
Culminated in all this, including the house phone thing that we never even really stopped talking about because there's been so much craziness and messiness since then. So we really got to get into it, man. The craziest thing that I feel like went down was they briefly discussed the allegations against Adam on his most recent live show with Poetic Flocko bringing a guest, and then that guy, him talking, basically just got cut, and then they ended up trashing the episode and disappearing and deleting it altogether, man.
Differently, right? But in terms of can somebody change, I do think there's a possibility for anybody to change. Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So
in terms of how we receive their change, that's different.
So you telling me that an ex-Nazi can change, and we could forget about all the stuff that they said within their hearts, all the stuff that they thought about, all the stuff that they.
And I want to be clear. What he's referencing is he's referencing Adam22 interviewing a. This is also part of like the whole entire downfall of No Jumper. What this guest is referring to is Adam22 interviewed a I can't remember his name, like Richard Belzer or something like that. He's a reformed neo-Nazi that he brought, that Adam22 brought in Destiny so they can have a debate. And literally it was only the three of them. There was no black or brown employees present to be in the same room with that man, which I'm sure it would have been a problem if any of those No Jumper cohorts would have been there, like a Duno or an AD or a T-Rel or a Smack or any of them. It'd probably be a problem. So, I mean, that's what the guest right here is referring to.
I forget though.
Okay, so now, can somebody be an ex-pedophile?
And there's
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
Hey, right, so look, hey, right, so technically, right, somebody, like, can like, wake up and say that they're no longer attracted to kids, right? So, like...
Mhm. But what if they already did it? If they already did something to a child, regardless if the child consented or not, you was attracted to a young child, can you be an ex-pedophile?
There's no forgiveness for that. No.
So, wait, no. So what's up with these allegations of Adam fucking with a 16-year-old?
Come on, bro. We can't do that, man.
What you mean we can't do that?
Man, come on,
But
bro.
wait, no. I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address it.
Man, come on.
But I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address it, though. Especially with.
Oh, man, like, there's other stuff. Come on, bro. We can't come on, man.
I'm just saying, I would. Hey, Flacco, wait, Flacco. I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address it. When you know what I do, and if some Flacco, if some paperwork, hey, hold on, if some paperwork was put up on my table, I'm just a perv buster. So if some paperwork was put up on my table, well, hey, what you doing? You turn.
And they cut the vlog right then and there
Because that's his job
at
that's Flacco's job at stake there. So I mean, what was Flacco wrong for turning off the live? Probably, yeah. But I mean, if the boss wants to cut off, he wants to cut off, right?
And you know, Adam, after all these like allegations and different things come out, he usually speaks on it and talks about it at a later point in time. But this is one allegation that he has not spoken on, and it is stemming from his blog site that he had a number of years ago, where he talked about some crazy stuff that I detail in my other video, man. Go check that out. But for the most part, everything in this story is completely crazy, and it looks like No Jumper might just be crumbling before our very eyes. Adam got caught talking behind the back of his most popular co-host, AD,
Okay, here we go.
which made him, in result, fire his other co-host, Lush, that leaked this. At the same time, he's facing a mounting controversy with his ties with white supremacists and a lot of questions from his fan base and the general direction of where he's trying to take this platform by interviewing them. It seems like things aren't going too well, to say the least. While many co-hosts come and go from the platform, this sudden shift in attitude seems like it's putting a lot of pressure on Adam 22, and it's really showing in his actions. All the walls are slowly closing in on him, and this might be the downfall of No Jumper before our very eyes, man. This is one of the craziest controversies on No Jumper because it's proving the ongoing narrative that Adam 22 is a snake. And on top of everything, it's
And he's a culture vulture. That's what it's proving. You know, I feel like him saying that, hey, the direction I want to take my platform now is more in a political sense. I feel like he only used that as a way to say, hey man, the interview with the neo-Nazi guy, I always wanted to actually do that. You know? The debate, the interview, whatever you want to call it, I always wanted to do that. That's really where my mindset has been for a long time. And I just wanted to test it out and see if I could actually put it out. And lo and behold, he did. So, I mean, I feel like the whole, I want to take it in a more political route. I feel like he's trying to attract those other fans that, you know, at first he wasn't really paying attention to because, you know, he was so focused on hip hop, which is more predominantly in the path of people of color. So now that he has accomplished that and he has, I feel like, done his best to have his hand in the genre of LA hip hop. Feel like he's accomplished enough, so now he's gonna go actually pursue those other fans that actually liked the Destiny and the neo-Nazi debate, and I feel like he's gonna gravitate towards that more, gravitate towards, you know, a red pill community type esque thing. You get what I'm saying here. Yeah, that's what I think his next venture and journey is. Honestly, people are like, I guess I think people are, for the most part, you know, thinking that, wondering if somebody like a Poetic Flacco is going to leave anytime soon, or a Sharp, or Gina. For what I know, Poetic Flacco came in through Adam. Gina, I believe, came in through AD, but you know, one person's exit is not gonna, you know, be everybody's story. One person, you know, I might be, you might be my friend and everything like that, but it's like, I still gotta eat, you know. Some people are more independent minded than others. So, somebody like a AD and a T-Rail can manage to leave and still have an audience because they had already started their own stuff, you know, before they left No Jumper. So I mean, somebody like a Poetic Flacco, I feel as though if he were to either get fired or quit, I feel like he can still thrive because he already started his platform. His platform has already started. His YouTube is already popping. You know, he's an academics junior. So if he ever decides to leave No Jumper, I think he'll be fine. Gina Views, same thing. She has her own platform as well. I feel like if she decided to leave, she would be fine. But see, here's the thing about all those people that are still there. AD started with No Jumper. Like AD was there for the beginning, for the most part. I believe T-Rail came a little bit after, but he was still there in the beginning. Those two guys, those two guys are like not fairly new like that. Duno is not fairly new like that. They have all like literally been there. So it's like, you know, something that was just God to me, bro. I feel like God just made things happen that was supposed to happen. That's really what it was, man.
It's showing that Adam 22 is running his business like some sort of gossip farm. Basically, the whole cause of this situation was from the one co-host, Lush, who was a recent add-on who's only been working there for a couple of months. For some reason, Adam 22 took it upon himself to talk to Lush about AD and just different aspects about AD's life in general. And talking about how AD says the same couple jokes and basically hating on AD's performance on the show. But instead of coming to AD and talking about this shit, he goes and tries to like go to Lush and talks behind his back. And it's definitely not a good look, because after talking behind his back, Lush took it upon himself to go on an alternate No Jumper Discord where he has conversations with fans, basically has a dialogue with the fans and gossips with them, and leak a whole bunch of information, including this contact that Adam had with him. And AD eventually finds out about this, and I guess Lush might have talked to him about it too, but I think he found out through the course of the Discord. It's a terrible way to find out that your boss feels some type of way about your performance, especially when AD was the person that held this down. Throughout all the numerous beefs that No Jumper had between the Serenos, between Milk 74, between everyone else, AD was the one there that was trying to mediate it, calm everything down, and be a stand-up guy. But then throughout all this, Adam 22 ends up getting caught talking bad about AD behind his back. And it's obviously could have just been a work conversation that they could have worked through. But instead of working through this conversation, they end up just talking behind his back, and it leaks. And Adam 22 looks really, really, really bad. Like, it's honestly really bad. Because it's like, you're going to talk behind the back of someone that's been there since before all this, that's been there trying to build the platform up for a minute, to some dude that just started working there, which is honestly doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And this definitely has left a sour taste in AD's mouth, and it definitely probably has him one.
And you know what's even more funny is I'm sure AD was the mediator between House Phone and Adam during that one little altercation where House Phone threw a drink on Adam. He was there too. He's always been like a mediator for anything that happens at No Jumper. So I mean, like, just imagine now losing that type of, in a sort of way, protection. And in order for you to like just imagine like them getting like interviews from LA rappers that are like affiliated, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I wonder how that's gonna be now, because you know, it's like a few people in the building who talk a little slick can't really talk the way they want to talk because now there's no AD. So, you know, put two and two together with what I'm trying to say.
Wondering that, dang, Adam 22 is a snake. And it seems like all the success that Adam 22 does, his biggest enemy is himself. He just can't control his own conniving nature, you know? This is just another reason why people are very confused about his whole rationale and thinking. A lot of people are noting to say that this whole situation, people really wondering, because this is directly after AD came out with words against Adam 22's involvement with the neo-Nazi white supremacist Richard Spencer, who Adam brought on the platform to basically talk to another guy, Destiny, which is a Twitch streamer. And I made a whole video on this before, talking about how Adam was really just using this as a way to spread white supremacy. But this comes
and
right
get that audience. That's what I just said. Yeah.
Spoke out against this and said that that wasn't cool that they brought him on the platform on behalf of all the minorities that they have working on the platform. This guy, Richard Spencer, has said a lot of hate. And if you want to see more about what he said, go check out my last video talking about it. But this ongoing situation, I feel like is directly correlated. And I feel like Adam felt some type of way about it. And that's the reason why he's taking this out on AD. On top of everything, too, he probably got backlash because a lot of the No Jumper fan base actually likes AD. That's why AD has such a big platform with Twitch and had like 18,000 people on his Twitch the other day. I really feel like AD's Twitch community clips is gonna be really big, and I feel like
it is already big.
Like a spawn of No Jumper, yeah. But I feel like he's taking this even further. Looking at Adam's track record, I mean, like Hakeem Rose said it himself.
I don't know. I feel like me and Adam I just know what type of person he is, and it's just like the type of shit he was doing and how he was moving. I was just like, I can't be around this. It wasn't valid.
Oh, he used to be. He used to be there.
Because it's like, damn, like I'm on No Jumper, like my life is lit, like everything's
wow.
cool. And it's like you come to that point where it's just like this isn't okay. You know what I mean? Like you can't be moving like.
He must have seen some stuff that he didn't like.
That Adam 22 is not the type of person that is gonna be like watching your back. He's going to be the type of person that's going to be talking behind your back, doing you dirty and stuff. And that's the reason why he left. And when AD leaves, who else is left? We got Sharp, who basically got, you know, pressed. Which he said he's going to. He said he's going to stay. Man, we got Almighty Suspect, who's cool, but in my opinion, kind of boring.
He's newer. He's newer.
He's also pretty cool as a person, but
she's newer, but she's good.
And who else is even left, man? They gotta hire some new personalities.
Poetic Flacco
is someone that's been there for a minute, so obviously
there's Poetic Flacco, and then there's what's that dude's name? What's that white boy's name that he hired? He's a like prank YouTuber or whatever. Dang it, I can't remember his name. He does a podcast with Adam called Sledge Lords or whatever. He's gonna be a problem, I feel like. He's gonna be a problem there, and that's another thing. Adam went and hired this napkin guy who's essentially does these pranks, and he's the type of guy who does those. I don't know if y'all remember that YouTuber named what is his name? Is it Joey Salads? Something Joey Salads. It's like this guy. This napkin guy who did pranks back in the day, and he would go in the hood and just do dumb stuff like like comedy and humor like that is really ridiculous and embarrassing, and that's the type of content that this guy that Adam 22 hired does. Like it's deemed to be like geared towards a certain race, and it's supposed to be funny, but it's like not funny because, and then like it's not funny, but that's what it's geared to be in that guy's eyes. So that's the type of person that has been hired over at No Jumper. And between that and that same guy being in that interview with the trans person that outed House Phone, and then you talk about the interview with Destiny and this Richard Spencer guy, it's like it all culminates together to where like the work environment don't look like it's not a happy work environment when I have to be around, when I have to like see this person or be in the same vicinity as this other person who you hired. And you know, it makes a person uneasy, and it's just like, well, I guess I'm not respected as a person of color because you have this person over here who does this type of humor, and it's geared back in my culture, and he deems it funny. His friends deem it funny. A certain amount of people deem it funny, but people that are my color or other colors don't think it's funny. So there you go. That's where they are right now.
They would not have this whole connect to gang politics that Adam so loves and was really plotting on and posting videos on for like the last 2 years. That is what raised them off of a poverty podcast and turned them back into like a relevant podcast. Because after the SoundCloud collapse, No Jumper was going downhill. They even talked about it in their phone call, man. And AD was there for him. And Adam, this is how he treats him, man. It's sad. And then we go to Lush. Lush, man, is honestly, he wasn't really doing, like, yeah, he was gossiping and pillow talking to his fans and stuff, but he was doing the world a favor, letting us know, like, the world view of, like, what is really happening behind the scenes of No Jumper, like, how much people are getting paid, like, Destiny getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for no reason.
What?
Like,
he doesn't even work there.
That someone needs to really spread
Destiny doesn't even work there.
It's probably good because you're giving the fans something to see, and you're dialoguing with the fans and conversing with the fans.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me, is he saying that Adam 22 paid Destiny to be on No Jumper? I thought Adam 22 didn't pay people to interview after the whole Dame Dash thing. What? Make that make sense, bro.
Information and stuff like that, and the whole AD situation.
Anyways, man, we're gonna check out another video. Just give me a second here.